we respect the version of electoral bill that allows the Independent Electoral Commission, INEC, to determine the mode of conduct for elections, including transmission of results. INEC has shown by its practice and experience that it has adequate capacity to use technology in elections, including the transmission of results. The experience has been proven during the technology, including using ZPAD and now the newest innovation of bimodal voter accreditation systems, BVAS. We would also like to point out that the version of the bill that stipulates that the Nigerian Communication Commission recommendation and also National Assembly approval before election results can be transmitted electronically presents a constitutional breach that may result in long-drawn litigation and uncertainties, which could put INEC, the preparation for election in jeopardy. And we are saying this because INEC's rights or powers are derived from the Constitution. NCC gets its powers from the Constitution. And even the Parliament gets its powers from the Constitution. How then are you subjecting another body, with the same rights to the Constitution? And I think NCC should be worried about if you don't have sufficient coverage. This is 2021. We are going into election in 2023. What is the Commission doing in order to widen the coverage for the 2021 elections?
The committee should adopt the House of Representatives version of Clause 52, which gives INEC the power to determine the procedure for voting and transmission of results. The power to determine the procedure for transmission of results should be vested with INEC without interference from any individual or government agency. This position safeguards INEC's independence, and like we've referenced before, NCC does not have any authority within this particular provision, because INEC is a constitutionally established body and its independence is guaranteed in the Constitution. And the conversation around the electronic transmission of results, we have seen that INEC has engaged the NCC and mobile network operators for over 10 years. And NCC had given INEC the assurance that within the joint committee that was set up for electronic transmission of results, that over 93% of polling units had mobile network coverage, 93%. And the Joint Technical Committee had said within the 7% that there was capacity to extend infrastructure to cover this. So if we have 93% of polling units that has access mobile network coverage, then what again is the question? I think it's important we note this, and this is an important demand and expectation from CSO partners. The next demand is that the committee adopts the Senate version of clauses 63 and 76, which increases the penalty for sanctioning a presiding officer who contravenes the Electoral Act concerning the proper counting for votes and the announcement of results. We believe that sanctions should place high retributive demand, financial or otherwise, on the offender in order to discourage electoral offenses. The next demand, and the last for us, the committee, is that they adopt the Senate version of Clause 87, which gives political parties the options to adopt either direct or indirect primaries. The focus, rather, should be on strict adherence to the guidelines for each mode of party primary adopted.
There's also time for them to look at clauses that has to do with persons with disability that they did not include in the current process, clauses that the women had proposed, youth had proposed, that they did not factor in, the energy and time that they are spending trying to remove what they know will make this election credible, free, fair, and inclusive, should be spent in looking at what is missing that they can include. And some of the questions, like my sister has said, NCC is not in charge of the election, has nothing to do with the election. They were only brought in to verify whether their connectivity, their network will be available to make the process accessible. And I was just coming back last week from Akure. On that whole axis, going through by road to the airport, I was making calls. And I'm saying this to say that some of them are saying that some of the villages are not connected. I don't think that is an absolute truth. They need to do the needful so that we will know that they truly and really represent us. And I know they have good intention. We're using this opportunity to appeal to their conscience that we all want to see a democracy that we will be proud of.